I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your boy TP. Today, we are courtroom hopping for the first time in the courtroom of Judge Devin D. Collier out of the state of Florida. Now, I'm excited because I've heard a little bit about Judge Collier. Sounds like he may be a no-nonsense judge, and he has a sovereign citizen before him today that we're going to actually sit in on for 2 appearances by the name of Alize Morris. So with that being said, guys, I'm excited to see how Judge Collier handles this and how he handles this courtroom. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into these proceedings.
Alize Morris.
I'll come to the jail and talk to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing this morning?
I'm well. How are you?
Fine.
Morris had previously, there was one case that I was already representing him on. I don't know that we ever got one on this most recent charge. Okay.
Let me see.
Mr. Morris, I know Mr. Hill was representing you in the 23-174 case. You're here for an arraignment on the 24 CF49 case. Has your financial circumstances changed?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint the law officer here, Mark Sims, to represent you in the 24 case.
I go state this to the court.
You raise your right hand and
Yes.
now that Mr. Hill is representing you, you probably want to talk to Mr. Hill before you say anything. We're recording this proceeding, so anything you say may be used against you. But I'm listening to whatever you want me to consider.
I'm not real sure what Mr. Morris is trying to claim in that writing right there. Said he's not a citizen and something about a secured.
My name is Alize Morris, a secured party creditor under the UCC-1 filed in Florida. American national being held in custody in Gulf County, which is not a 14th Amendment citizen of the United States. Not a record. So documentation, which is official records. To state it, I'm the agent of the said principal.
Who wrote that for you?
I did.
Why do you need to read it if you know what you're talking about?
This memory.
Okay. Tell me what the 14th Amendment says.
That you were considered a slave under the 14th Amendment.
That who's considered a slave? I'm not a slave.
No, the incarcerated person. This if you commit a crime.
Okay. Doesn't say if you commit a crime.
Or yeah.
That's not what it reads.
I got the 14th Amendment really wasn't in the book.
What book?
The book that we had in the back.
What book do you have in the back?
It's a law book.
What law book is it?
Florida statute book. Yes.
So the 14th Amendment isn't in the Florida statutes? That's because it's an amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what the 14th Amendment reads?
The 14th Amendment reads not off on the top. Not off.
Okay.
That's why I written.
What else do you want me to consider?
That I'm a secure party creditor under the UCC-1.
Tell me what the UCC-1 reads.
I wish I had my documentation in front of me to present it all the way. I wish I had someone here that was supposed to be here so I can have it.
I asked you who wrote that for you. You said you did.
I wrote it. Yes.
So do you know what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell me what the UCC-1 reads.
It's the Uniform Commercial Code filed with the Secretary of State or within the entities under the contract with the Secretary of the State to maintain uniform commercial code records and database of judgment liens maintained by the Secretary of State.
Now tell me what UCC-1 reads.
It's a statement and it's a financial.
You don't know what the UCC-1 reads, do you?
Not on top.
You're not prepared this morning with your sovereign citizen argument? You needed some
I need
additional
more-
time to
Yes,
prepare?
sir.
I'll give you some additional time to prepare your sovereign citizen argument. When do you want to come back?
I would ask that, he's got two cases. I know one we've got already got the discovery on that I need to go meet with him at the jail and go over. Being at the jail, I mean, I can find time between now and May 9th to go to the jail and take care of that.
All right, Mr. Morrison, you come back. Usually when sovereign citizens come in the courtroom, at least they can recite from memory a lot of the stuff they travel under. So next time you want to come with your sovereign citizen argument, be prepared, okay? I'll listen to you, but be prepared.
Yes.
But you're not doing justice to your fellow traveling nationals who consider themselves sovereign citizens if you're not prepared to even articulate what the argument is, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you May 9th at 1:30.
Today.
Be prepared next time, all right?
Yes, sir.
It should have a constitution in the back so you can read the 14th Amendment and be able to tell me what it reads. And
What it says right here, what is state?
we're gonna, May 9th at 1:30.
Machine into a contract.
That's not a contract. That's giving you notice that you're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
come back.
Just making sure.
You're fine. I'm not going to query you about what a contract is, but we'll talk about whatever you want me to consider next time. Take care.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this first proceeding. And man, let me say this. It's not going that great for Mr. Alize Morris, as he likes to be called. Definitely came unprepared. I mean, just to start off, his attorney struggled to even understand what he was reading. And it almost seemed like if you go back, rewind this once this video is over and go back and look at when he first addressed it and what he said about it, it almost felt like he wanted to say something else about it, but he kind of caught himself. But anyway, the judge, asked him like, listen, who wrote that for you? And he's like, well, I wrote it. He was like, well, if you wrote it, why do you need to read it verbatim to explain it? And he said, oh, just to, for my own purposes to make sure, that I explain everything correctly. But the judge obviously was on to him and understands that, he's following somebody else's lead, and that's why he gave him the opportunity or asked him, listen, you want me to give you more time to get your sovereign citizen argument together? And obviously, Mr. Morris said yes. And the judge, in somewhat of a comical fashion, was like, you know what? Make sure not only do you get it together, but I want you to make sure that you don't do your fellow sovereign citizens a disservice by coming back here unprepared. So I guess the question is Mr. Alize Morris going to come back prepared for a second appearance? I guess it's time to find out.
Judge, I have brought to court with me during the recess the paperwork that was delivered by a private citizen for Mr. Morris. I have removed the binder clip that I had on it. There are no staples. There are no paper clips in the packet. It's simply a packet of prepared documents.
Okay. All right, Mr. Morris, now that you have your paperwork, anything else you want me to consider?
Yes, sir. I'm looking through it now, sir.
Okay.
I ain't seen it in a minute. Mr. Carmelo Trust. It's just speaking about the trust. This was the UCC, just financial statement. It was a UCC statement with my own Alize Morris and the trust name. The principal name was Octavius Alize Taekwondo. And then it says, this is the entry of collateral by trustee / secure party credit on behalf of the trust estate. It's Octavius Alize Taekwondo Trust in the commercial chambers under necessity to secure the rights, title, interest, and value therefore in, and the root or title from inception, as well as all property held in trust, including but not limited to DNA, cDNA, cell lines. There's I don't know that word is right there.
Mr. Morris, I thought you said that they arrested the wrong person. They had the wrong person in jail. That's why I'm not sure what you're talking about some trust in your DNA and cDNA
It says retina scans is what that said.
Okay,
or retina scan.
hold on.
Do we need to check your fingerprints or scan your retina to verify? Is that what you're asking me to do?
Oh, can you read this? I can't really read it like that.
Let me see. Maybe I'm not sure what's going on. You told me you were not Zatavius Morris. Then you just started reading something from a sheet of paper that said Zatavius Alize Taquan Morris.
Okay.
So are you or are you not Zatavius Alize Taquan Morris?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Smith,
My name, this is right here, sir. It's on. You probably can't have a good chance reading it. Right here. This right here. Bill of service, tort and violation. I just had a judge look at this. I can't read all this stuff. Not to you. Alize Morris, secure party, Billy, and principal of you or the agent fail not to, I don't know that word is right there. To your oath that should be called to answer before one God and the most supreme.
I can't hear you, Mr. Morris.
All this
Oh, sir, I want to call you Mr. Morris if that's not your name. Let me ask you this, sir.
yes, sir.
Are you saying, I'm looking at a complaint affidavit here, and on December 5th, according to this complaint affidavit, Gulf County Sheriff's Department pulled you over while you were driving and arrested you, and they ran your name, Z Morris, came back as a convicted felon. And are you telling me that your name is not Zatavius Morris, or you're not the person they arrested on December 5th? What are you telling? Did you give a false name? What are you telling me?
I ain't giving no false name, Your Honor.
How did they get that name, Zatavius Alize Morris? Well, you don't answer that question. That probably has to do with. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe Mr. Hill, you could help me. Is he saying that the Sheriff's Department arrested the wrong person?
Your Honor, in as much as I can.
Well, don't disclose any confidential, privileged information.
I raised issues when I had my pretrial discovery meeting with Mr. Morris pertaining to this case, because that's the only one I've got discovery on.
Yes, sir.
And I've done some independent research into that. Mr. Morris, or this individual, has this information that he's saying that he is not the person.
I'll take a look at whatever you want me to. I'm looking at the complaint affidavit. They said they had your driver's. They said you have your driver's license, and they ran your driver's license with that name.
I don't have a driver's license, sir. I had a. It was a. What it was? Restrict somewhere. You read the last page.
Oh, I'm looking at legal notice and demand to all state, federal, and international public officials. This is a contract and admiralty. This is some of that sovereign citizen nonsense. I thought you were saying that they arrested the wrong person. I'm not listening to any of that sovereign citizen nonsense. You told me they arrested the wrong person. If you're talking about admiralty law and that the first page was a trust and that you're the debtor, I'm not listening to any of that nonsense. When are we coming back?
Your discretion, Judge. I can tell you I've got discovery on the first case. I don't have discovery yet on the second case. I'm at your discretion, Judge.
Ms. Smith, when do you want to come back?
Judge, let's do the 6/27, our next available, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll come. And Mr. Morris, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I thought you were telling me they arrested the wrong person. I certainly don't want someone who hasn't. If you're the wrong person that they arrested, I didn't want you sitting in the county jail. But what you gave me looks like some of that admiralty law, sovereign citizen. I travel. I don't drive. I don't have jurisdiction over you. I'm not listening to that stuff.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
You didn't get what I said. That was the agent of the principal. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're talking about a bunch of stuff that people who believe themselves to be sovereign citizens parrot. And I told you, I'm not listening to any of that. I'm not sure how you, the principal and the agent of your own, I'm not listening to that. Now, if you are wrongfully arrested, that's what I thought you were saying. I certainly want to listen to that. But if you are talking about trust and being the agent, you're not the principal, and I saw something about admiralty law, I'm not listening to that.
What?
I will see you on the 27th of June. Take care, sir.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of the second proceeding. And I know some of you are going to say this in the comments that you could have said this before you even watched the second appearance, that Mr. Morris wasn't going to be prepared. But honestly, I figured with that much time, he should have did a lot better than he did. I mean, he was fumbling, still didn't really know what he was talking about, couldn't read words, needed help from the attorney. The attorney looked uncomfortable. You know, the judge kept addressing the fact that he was saying that the cops, at some point, he was saying the cops had the wrong man, even though the judge knew that he was on some sovereign citizen stuff because he mentioned that in the first proceeding. But I guess because he said that the cops had the wrong man, he gave him the benefit of the doubt to kind of prove something else, you know, that might have been going on, or to prove that they had the wrong man. But yet when the judge read through the motions, just the same sovereign citizen stuff, which the judge ended up calling nonsense and said that he wasn't going to listen to, and ended up continuing the case. So if I'm able to find the rest of Mr. Morris's appearances, I definitely will share it with you guys. As always, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It is always appreciated. The channel is growing thanks to you guys, and I hope that it continues to do the same. So once again, this is Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your boy TP. This is also Sovereign Citizens Court. And for now, guys, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. See you guys soon. God bless.